Hi, welcome to Sakshi and welcome to our show Vastu and Grahasastra. So, today our topic is none other than myths related to entrance. Normally, people will have a lot of questions because entrance is the basic thing when we consider to a home. We will select all the different models to the home, and home should be like 3 levels, 4 levels, or it can be a small home. But if it is a small hut too, we need to focus on the entrance. Everyone will focus on the entrance. So, how it should be, what is the width of the entrance, what is the length of the entrance, and which phase it should be. So we had a lot of questions on this main entrance. So to know more about this, what is the minimum requirements we need to consider in the Vastu section for this main entrance? We will ask those questions to Deepika ji. So let's welcome our guest Deepika ji. Hi Deepika ji.
Hello, Preeti ji. How are you?
I'm good Deepika ji. And how about you?
I'm good.
Yes,
Doing
Deepika.
all good in this, pandemic and coronavirus.
Yes, Deepika ji, true, true. People now they are little bit used to that, and still we need to be very careful at this moment as the second wave is starting in all the places, Deepika ji.
Yeah. We should follow all the guidelines for our safety and, being responsible as a human being for other safety too.
Yes, absolutely, Deepika ji. So, Deepika ji, as I mentioned, for it can be a small hut or it can be business, office, or it can be our home. Anyway, we will consider a lot of things as per Vastu. But the main thing is the main entrance, Deepika ji. So
Yeah.
before entering into our topic, lot of there is a is it a myth or is it the as per Vastu we don't know. So we will consider only the east and north facing houses will be good, and we will the entrance if it is faces towards the east and also towards the south. Sorry, north. Will be good or remaining phases is also good for the entrance, Deepika ji?
See, if we talk about the entrance, then this is the myth that only the east facing houses are good and only the north facing houses are good. It was actually this myth has prevailed because in earlier times, there used to be no kitchen. The kitchen used to be in the front yard of the house, and the ladies they used to start their household work with the sunlight. Right, as soon as the sun rises, they have to be active in the house because there was no electricity. So they used to cook, and then before sunrise they used to go out to the jungle to excrete and everything. That is why the east facing houses were considered good, the north facing were good, because as soon as the sun will rise they will have that electricity. So this was one of the main reason, but nowadays we have electricity, right? The second thing is that the east facing houses and the north facing houses. See, if the east you are entering, then definitely the bedrooms will be more on the western side. If from north you are entering, then the bedrooms will be more on the southern side, which is considered as a good zone for sleeping and everything. That is why also the east facing houses and north facing houses are considered good. But this is a myth that only the east facing houses are good or only the north facing houses are good. All the four directions are good. The south is a little bit tricky, but some of the entrances in the south is also good. Let's say if I talk about the north, if see there are the energy fields in each zone. So if I talk about the north, if I talk about Bhalat, then that is the one of the best zone of the north, because that is the Bhalat is actually the caretaker of Kuber. Kuber's. So the Kuber is the god of money. So lot of abundance can be felt if you are taking, if the main door is at the energy field called Bhalat. But if in the north the main door is at the rogue, then that is very very tricky entrance, because I have seen that in the shastras it is written that if the entry is at the rogue, then there can be some of the other mishappening in the house. It can be some early death, it can be some murder, it can be some kidnapping kind of a thing. So it is a very tricky entrance. Now, if I talk about the east, I'm just giving an idea of all the four directions today. So if I talk about the east, if it the entrance is at on the Indra, the energy field is the Indra, main door is opening at the Indra. It is very, very good. It is very auspicious opening. But at the same time, if it is at the Shiki, Shiki is known as the third eye of Lord Shiva. So when the entrance will be at from Shiki, then there can be fire, accident, losses. So that entrance is not good. Now this Shiki is coming in the east only. So now let's talk about the south. So if in the south the entrance is from, let's say, Gandharva, the one energy field is called Gandharv, then that door will definitely give the poverty. It's not going to be like that you entered the house and you start facing the losses. It will be very slow process, but at the same time very strong also. The vibrations will be strong also. But at the same time, if the entrance is from the Vitatha, then that is very, very auspicious, one of the very good entrances. It will give you all name, fame, money, and everything. And now Vitat and Gandharv both are in the south only. So all the four directions has good entrances and bad entrances. It is that if the south entrance, then they are more tricky, and the the results are more, I would say, that on the negative side. That is why people totally avoid the south facing houses. In the west, there is one entrance which is called Pushpadant, right? And that is the best entrance among all the entrances, among all the four directions and everything. Like, it will give you all kind of happinesses. So all the four directions have different energy fields, and it depends your main door is on which energy field. So that energy field gives the result.
Okay. So Deepika ji, like these days, the main entrance, in the sense, people are focusing a lot, like what should be the model, different types of woods and different types of models, and a lot of, I mean, if it is south facing too, it can be like two different directions. It can be like left or right, or it can be like corner. So a lot of things are going on this main door, Deepika ji. So can you give us suggestions, like exactly how we need to consider, what are all the conditions we need to consider for the main door, Deepika ji? Is it a model, or is it the length, is it the breadth, or what we need to consider, Deepika ji?
See, the main door should be the biggest among all the doors in the house, because it is the face of the house, right? Like, when we meet somebody, like, we decorate the face with the jewelry, with everything. So similarly, your main entrance is the face of your house. So it should be clean, clear. It hardly matters like the length, breadth. These all are the total myths. So the best thing is, like, being a layman. So one what can do is, like, it should be a beautifully decorated with the bandan vase, or some kind of rangoli or something, and it should be like very neat and clean. It should be well polished and well kept. So this should be the main criteria of the main door of the house or any property, commercial or residential.
Okay, Deepika ji. So Deepika ji, like our Indians will have something like, we'll keep tulsi plant near to the main entrance. It can be sometimes corner to the main entrance, or it can be, I mean, in the middle of the main entrance, or we'll keep somewhere the tulsi plant. So is there anything we need to avoid during placing placement of this tulsi plant to the main door, Deepika ji?
See, if I talk, if your main door is from the north, east, or the south, then you can keep the tulsi plant at the main door. But if it is from the west, then don't keep tulsi plant, because see, west is not a good direction to keep any plant. So don't keep any kind of a plant on the main door if it is a west facing house. But if it is a north, east, or south facing house, then you can keep a tulsi plant. Keeping a tulsi plant on the door is a good thing. It provides the protection. Yeah, it is a good thing. It provides the positive vibrations. It provides the protection to the house.
Yeah. In previous episodes also we discussed like a lot of benefits about the tulsi plant, and even everyone knows about this. And I think the next generation should also know about this tulsi plant, Deepika ji. And
Yeah, sure.
Deepika ji, these days Bandhan wars became like a lot of fashion, and also previously we'll use only like mango leaves to place like bandha words, like something else. But now we are, I mean, focusing on the latest trends too. Somewhere it will be like something which is made up of mirrors. Some places it will be with plastic flowers. Some places there is lot of kinds. So, is there anything we need to avoid in this keeping the Bandhan wars, Deepika ji?
See, in the Bandhan Vars, as you said, in the earlier days, it used to be only the mango leaves because they are very, very auspicious. Now, what people have started, they have started using the Bandhan Vars with god idols, which is a big no according to the Vastu. As I have, shared many times the story that once when the Lord Ganesha sat on the main door as a doorkeeper by goddess Parvati, his mother, then what happened? It happened a lot of, his neck was cut by Lord Shiva, a lot of aggression, rage, and fighting happened, right? So never put any Bandhanwar which have god idols. See, everybody has their own place in the house. The god is the supreme energy. How can you make him as a doorkeeper, at the gatekeeper of the house? No. And it is as it I'm saying that it is a supreme energy. So it needs a lot of respect, right? So don't place god idols as the bandhanwar on the main door. Again, the second thing is that if it is a north facing house, then try to have the bandhanwars more of a blue or green color. Totally avoid red color bandhanwars on a north facing house. If it is a east facing house, then again you can take blue, green, a little bit of red is also okay, but more blue of green, and totally avoid the red color over there. If it is south facing house, then you can take a green color, you can take a red color bandhanwar, but totally avoid a blue color bandhanwar over there. And especially the mirrors bandhanwar kind of a thing should also be avoided on a south facing house. If it is a west facing house, then white, yellow, these two colors, blue can also be taken, but totally avoid green color bandhanwars, red color bandhanwars. They should be avoided on a west facing house. So these type, and then you can use the mirror bandhanwars on the north or the east facing house, but totally avoid on a south facing house. Because see, all these things are based on the elemental theory, as I have shared many times in the show. So the elements get disturbed if we put these kind of bandhanwars.
Okay. As we are in the topic of the Bandhan verse, like what we need to keep, like we should not keep the idols on the Bandhan verse. In the same way, can we discuss little bit about Ganesh idols on the main door, Dipkaji?
Yeah, see, as I said earlier also in this show, the Ganesh idol should never be kept. See, I have seen in many houses that, if the house is south facing or if the house is, the west facing, they keep the Ganesh idol, like back in the main door and just entering the door. So this is the wrong way. Again, Lord Ganesha is like the obstacle remover. Pratham Pujaniya Dev. He is the first one to be worshipped. And how can we make a god as a gatekeeper of the house? See, if we say that he is the obstacle remover, then also we are putting him out of the gate. So, how can we then believe or trust that he is going to remove the obstacles from the mind, body, aura, and soul? So, this should be totally avoided. It is a big no according to the Vastu. It's a big myth that placing. And then I have seen people keep Panchmukhi Hanuman on the main door. See, in the house, what we want, like when we go to the temple, we pray for Sukh, Samriddhi, and Shanti, like happiness, peace, and prosperity. There is no fourth wish existing on the earth, right? Everything is revolving right near happiness, peace, and prosperity. This is what we want in our home too, right? So how can we place like a Ram Darbar is okay? Then why? I don't know why people keep this Panchmukhi Hanuman and everything. Keep your energies pure and right, then definitely you will be attracting right and pure energy. Don't overdo anything. Excess of anything is bad. Similarly, the Vastu says excess of anything is bad. So don't keep God's idol on the door. That is a big no and a very big mistake according to Vastu.
Okay. So Deepika ji, as we discussed, Tulsi plant is a good thing. What we can keep in front of our main door. In the same way, is there any things we can keep inside in front of the main door, and is there any things we need to avoid to keep in front of the main door, Deepika ji?
See, don't put any kind of negative paintings, negative statues on the main door. Don't keep any kind of skeleton and everything. These types of things should be totally avoided. And then the cut face kind of a thing, only the face. And then usually when I go for the visit, I see, very different kind of idols, like Lord Ganesha having only the face, not stomach. So see, anything which is, when we as a human being, right? If somebody's bodies get cut, then do we keep them in the house? No. right? So how can we keep the god's, body, face cut? So sometimes the Lord Ganesha's face is like half like this. So don't keep all these kinds of idols in the house. This is not right. And then on the main door, especially, not right. I have seen people who have made the gardens in front of their house and they keep Ganesha over there also. Like, so all this is wrong. Always keep the positive plants like tulsi or some beautiful flowers or something. You can keep on the main door. You can put bandhan vase. You can put, artificial rangoli kind of a thing. So these all things are good, but nothing like God's idol or, negative paintings or some irregular shape paintings or idols on the main door. That is a big no.
So, Deepika ji, as you mentioned, yes, we should not keep any of the god idols in front of the main door. But I observed something like they're keeping some Buddha idols after entering the main door, and they're keeping some Buddha idols before the main door itself. So, is there any suggestions we need to know about this Buddha idol, Deepika ji?
See, everything in the house plays a role. So let's say if somebody's house is a south facing, so south is the zone of energy. And if we are placing the Buddha idol over there, so like Lord Buddha is known for the peace, wisdom. So, somewhere we are depleting the energies of south. Right? If your house is northeast facing, then it's okay. Don't keep Buddha idol here and there. If let's say somebody's entrance is from the east of the southeast or the west of the northwest, and then we are keeping the Buddha idol over there, then we are definitely disturbing the energies. Everything has, like, let's say the horse is known for the speed, like the camel has the wisdom, it can survive in the desert, like it's a desert animal. So every being in this world has some or the other word attached to them, right? And if we are putting them in the wrong zone, then this is not right. Whenever I go to the houses, I usually see the Buddha idol at the entrance, and sometimes it's sleeping, sometimes it's like sitting looking downward. So these idols are not good. Don't keep God's idol, again I'm saying, here and there in the house, especially in the front door. Gods are not the gatekeeper. They are not the welcoming thing in your house. So don't keep all these kinds of idol. And Buddha idol should be placed. You can keep one Buddha idol in the northeast. That's it. Otherwise, don't keep Buddha idol here and there on your bedside, in your children's room. No, this should not be done. I'm just, sharing one of my experience, how the entrance plays the role. See, there is one entrance in the west, and it is known as the Rudra. The energy field is called Rudra, and I did just 2-3 days back this Vastu. And the Rudra is like entrance which gives you something tricky kind of a work or some illegal work. So, I asked the person that, are you into, because their main door was on the Rudra. So I asked them that, are you into something like some tricky or some illegal? He said that this offer came to me since last 4-5 years, but I have never accepted it. But since I moved into this house, something got attracted to me over there, though he was an IT guy. And he was telling me that I got attracted to this work, and it's not illegal, but it's a tricky kind of a thing. And I'm doing this in India. So I said, yeah, because the door is like this. And then at the door, Lord Buddha's idol was placed, right? So if Lord Buddha's idol was placed over there, so somewhere or the other, you are, just making your energy so much confused. At one point, the door is making you attracted towards that tricky kind of work. Then Buddha's energy is saying, don't do, stop it, right? So he said that, yes, I can't sleep properly at night, because all these, everything works on your subconscious mind.
Okay. So, Deepika ji, like for a home, as we discussed, there will be like lot of entrances like back door, patio doors, and some kind of garage door, something will be there. But why the main door should be like little bit big, and it should be the largest door, Deepika ji?
Because it is the face of the house. See, we have every entrance plays its role. From wherever you are getting inside the property, all those entrances plays their role. It's a garage door also, the patio door also, they all play their role. And you can see the symptoms in the house. But the main door is actually the face of the door. See, when the guests come, when we have some pujas in the house, when we celebrate some festival, it is the main door, like we decorate and do everything. So it should be given the most importance, like it should be given the due importance, and should be very neat, clean, well polished, well decorated. Because if somebody comes, see, when we meet somebody, we are well dressed, right? And we make sure that our hairs are dressed up properly and we dressed up properly. And that is why similarly with the house, like whenever somebody comes, he or she comes, the guest comes from the main door. So it should be well lit, well decorated, and beautifully painted and everything.
Okay. Deepika ji, any suggestions on the paint colors of the main door, Deepika ji?
See, brown is okay, but the gray is a negative color. Avoid doing gray. White is okay, brown is okay. The black color should be definitely avoided for all the four zones. And if otherwise, in the north, if you have a north facing house, again, the white, brown, blue, green, all these doors are good. The east facing, again, the green door, like if you want to put some extra color to the door, then brown and white is always good. And then again, you can put some green or the blue color. For the south facing, you can put some of the red kind of a color. And then for the west, again, the silver color is good and the white is best for the west.
Okay. So is the white color is good for all the zones, or else any for the particular zone, the white color is good, Deepika ji?
See, white color is good for all the zones. The brown color is good for all the zones. And again, the door having a little bit of golden or silver is good for all the zones.
Okay. So Deepika ji, how should be the main door from the ground level, Deepika ji? And what should be the number of steps we need to maintain to enter the main entrance, Deepika ji? It should be odd number of steps or even number of steps, Deepika ji?
It is said that whatever is divided by 3 is good, but I would say that as in US it is not that easy, right? Like whether you are living in a single family home or a townhouse, so that depends, or an apartment, so we cannot make constructional changes here. So the best way to treat is that treat the door, like when I go to the houses, I usually put a paint on the floor to avoid if the door is in a negative zone. So that is the best thing. Like if somebody have the 4 stairs, so we cannot do any kind of constructional changes here. It is easy to do in India, but not here. So just treat the door, whatever energy, just see the energy field, and that color should be put on the door.
Okay. So in some homes, the design will be like we'll have 2 main entrances, Deepika ji. So then we will have like 2 main doors. So is there anything we need to discuss about this, Deepika ji?
Yeah, see, as I said, that whatever door is taking you inside the property, that entrance matters. Whether it is a patio door, whether it is a main door, whether if you have 2 entrances, or whether you have this garage door. So every door has to be checked. Every door's energy has to be checked, and then they have to be treated if they are in the negative zone.
Okay. So in the same way, for businesses, there will be one entry door and also one exit door, Deepika ji. Exit doors normally it will be little bit small than main entrance door, or it can be like equal to the main entrance door. So how should be the exit door? Is it good to have like 2 different entrance and exit, Deepika ji?
See, if the rules say that you need to have in this building one exit door, one entry door, then that is like we have to follow the rules, whatever the government says. But at the same time, we have to see what the exit door energy is, on what energy field it is, and then the entry door is also on what kind of energy field. And if even one of them is in the negative zone, then we need to treat the energy of that zone.
Okay. So in the second question, I just explained like sometimes the main entrance can be in the middle of the home, or it can be sometimes in the corner of the home. So how should we define the main entrance? Whether it should be in the middle of the home or else corner is also fine, Deepika ji.
See, again, it depends on what kind of energy field. Whether it is east facing, north facing hardly matters. Whether it is in the center or in the corner hardly matters. It depends on what energy field. As I said earlier, like if in the north, let's say the door is in the north, whether in the middle or in the corner, if it comes on the rogue, energy field is the rogue, then definitely some or the mishappening happens in the family. So that is why it does not matter whether it is in the center or the corner. We have to check the energy field, what energy field it is. Okay. Some energy fields are very, very good, and some energy fields are not good, and some are really very bad. Even after treating them, they don't, stop emitting their bad results. They limit, but they don't stop. So that is why it depends on what energy field the main door is.
Okay. So Deepika ji, lot of Indians they'll consider one main point while they're buying the home, Deepika ji, like the main entrance should not face the intersecting roads. So is it true? Is should we follow that rule, Deepika ji?
Yes, definitely. A T-point house can give a very, very big problem. T-point house should definitely be avoided. If the T-point is coming from the north, east, or the northeast, then that is very, very auspicious. Like Buckingham Palace, it is on the T intersection, and the T intersection is exactly in the northeast and the east. But after World War II, they made a fountain in the memory of the soldiers, and after that they blocked that T point. And there was a period when the Buckingham Palace has ruled all over the world. And after Second World War II, slowly and slowly their power started declining. Similarly, the White House again is on the T point. If I talk about India, then the house of the Jawaharlal Nehru was on the again T point. Again, it was the east and the north side. So these are the good. Again, they made a fountain kind of a thing in the front of Nehru Planetarium, and they obstruct those energies. So T point is good if it is in the northeast or the northeast, but it should be definitely avoided in the west, south, and the southwest, the northwest side. I have seen the cases where there can be a huge government penalty, even there can be some kind of arrest, there can be some drug cases if the house is on the T point. And I have usually seen that if it is in a very negative zone, then some or the other family member, whether it was a fault or not, hardly matters. Let's keep aside, but they get arrested in some or the other case. So T point should be avoided. And in fact, like as a layman, it at times it is tough for the people to see whether it is a T point from the north or the east or the northeast. So totally avoid T point.
Sure, Deepika ji. And Deepika ji, today we got so many answers for the main entrance, which is real and important topic to us, Deepika ji. Let's continue our show in another episode with again really good topic, Deepika ji. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sakshi, Preeti.